This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, Saturday class topic is, yesterday we discussed the topic is what? I think the next class is complete, right?
Nested
Good.
classes are completed, sir. Multi-threading collections are
Hmm.
left, generics, arrays, and JVM architecture.
Okay. See, today I will show you the JVM architecture, how the internal components, you try to read that points once, okay? I'll
Ratan
show
sir,
you
can
that
you
points.
please
Because
upload
the
the
JVM
yesterday's collections example for nested classes? You forgot
video
to.
uploaded, not uploaded.
No, not uploaded, sir.
Video you're asking or class notes you're
No,
asking?
no. Video you uploaded, but that collection example.
Maybe collection example, design
A
place.
message to you also.
Hmm. Inner outer is there. Last, yeah. This example, right?
This is the
Okay.
collection one.
Hmm.
This
Yesterday,
thing is
these two
already.
examples.
No. So this thing is already there in the notes, but collection example is missing. Only collection example.
Anonymous also had done some extra thing. Try to check that. I think a lambda expression examples are placed previously. Yeah. At last, this is your collection example. Ratan Rani Usman Guru.
Okay.
Taking separate class, writing sorting logics, and that is what you right. Exactly. Good guys. Good. Monday we'll start the multi-threading concept. So surely. So Monday we will start the multi-threading. So this week the topic. Today you will complete that JVM architecture. You try to see that JVM architecture once. JVM internally it can do its work, right? So we know worries about that. Just we will select our overlap high level diagram regarding JVM architecture. So high level diagram about the JVM architecture. So if you take the course, guys, the execution starts a main method. Who is calling main method, guys? JVM, right? Exactly. JVM mainly contains the three components, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 components total. So first one is like the first component, like a class loader subsystem. The JVM contains what the first component, class loader subsystem, guys. The class loader subsystem is responsible to the class loader subsystem is responsible to load the classes. First of all, the class loader subsystem is responsible to load the classes, right? Exactly. The class loader subsystem is a JVM architecture. Yeah. Mm, yeah. If you took a JVM architecture, guys, is like a top level diagram. So first you see the top level diagram first. So top level diagram, I think. Yeah, this is like top level diagram, guys. See guys, the class which contains like first JVM architecture guys. The first component is like class loader subsystem guys. The class loader subsystem is responsible to load the classes. Yes, a class loader subsystem is responsible to load the classes, right? Exactly. So the instrument is runtime data areas, guys. Runtime memory areas. Basically, Java contains total five types of memories, guys. What are the five types here? One is a method area. The second is a heap area. The second is Java stacks memory, PC registers, native method stacks. Native method stacks, right? Yeah. Out of these five types of memories, guys, PC register is not a memory, guys. Program count register. PC register is not a memory, guys. Just need to store the next instruction to be executed. So what is the next instruction you are going to execute? That next instruction to be executed, the next instruction will be stored in the PC register, program counter register, guys. So as in like method area, all the static data, guys, static variable data, all the static data goes to method area. Okay, static information goes to method area. Whatever the heap area, guys, which data goes to heap area? Which data goes to heap area means all instance data, guys. Object instance data. Okay, all the instance information goes to heap memory. What are Java stacks, guys? Here all the local data goes to stack memory. Local variables and the block data and local all the local data goes to which memory, guys? Here stack memory. So PC register means what, guys? Program count register. Program counter register means the next instruction to be executed. Next instruction to be executed. That instruction will be stored in the PC register, guys. Program counter register, right? Yes, next instruction to be executed, right? Exactly. Yes, last one is like native method stacks. Because basically the native method stacks means if you see some methods, guys, some of the methods are native methods. This if you see like Java P command. So Java P command, if you see some of the methods are what native methods are there. Some of the methods are what native methods are, right? Exactly. If some of the methods are native methods means actually native methods means what happened, you can check the API documentation. Otherwise, let me show once. Yeah, you can go for the Google. So thread class API, can check this thread class API. So thread class API, if you go for the thread class once, so the thread class contains what are the method, just you can see. Out of this method, so we have like some methods or native methods, guys. Some methods are what native methods, right? Left hand side you can see, guys, where somewhere native modifier is there. Native static methods are there, instance methods are there. Okay, this is the problem. A sleep is basically native method. If you want, you can check the sleep method syntax once. So sleep method syntax, sleep method syntax once. Yeah, this is like sleep method, right? Just if you click on the sleep method, guys, this is the syntax of sleep method, right? Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, if you click on the sleep method here, so if you go for the sleep method, this is the implementation of sleep method, right? So you can see this method once. So yeah, yes, in front of this method, yeah, in front of this method, which modifier is there? Yeah,
Public.
fine, and fine. Public is there, public static void sleep. Clone is there, protected is there, public is there, public method is there. Yeah, public final stop is there. Any native methods are there, just you can see native modifier. Stop is there, public interrupt is there, static boolean is there, boolean is there. No, na. No, it's completely. Oh my god. Yes, you try to check the Java P command once in your system. Method syntax. Java P, java.lang.thread class, you try once. Java P, java.lang.thread class you see. The Java P, java.lang.thread class are able to see any native methods. Sleep is basically native method. In front of the sleep, I'm expecting the native modifier here. But I'm surprised. Here there is no native modifier. 1 second. Even object class data at least. If you go for the java.lang package, la 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 la. This java.language math class, guys, you try to write some example with the math function today. At this Saturday, Sunday, take some time. You write some example with this math function, math class. Math contains this all the methods. Use some of the methods, max, min method. Okay, so max, min, power, random, rint. Here you can see, guys. This one you try to see. Random is there, randint is there, round is there. You try to write some example of the math function. That's one thing is, and you try to write some example about the math function. You can write some math class. You can write some examples, guys. But let me check the object class once. Object class contains some native methods. Wait is a native method. If you take the wait, out of these methods, at least one native method is there. But we have to see why this guy is not declared native modifier. Public boolean equal protected object clone public string to string final notify all. Usman, you try to execute the java p command once. Java p java.lang.object in your system. Yes, java p java.lang.object. You try to run the code command once in your system.
Yes, sir. Can you speak it again, sir? Java.
You check the predefined support, right? Java p command we are using, right? Java properties command, initial classes. Java p space java.lang.object.
Class not found. Java.lang.object.
O capital.
Okay. This is the
Here we have notifies. See, notifies which method, guys?
Public
Notify is a native method, right? Public final native modifier is there, right? Notify all. Wait is a native method. Yeah, these are native method. Native modifier is there, right, in that place. Why this API documentation? They didn't mention the API documentation. Not native method. At least in the method syntax, this is method syntax, right? In the method syntax, definitely they require native modifier. Then what is the meaning? They will not remove. They will not remove the native modifier definitely. Yeah, but but you try to see what is observation maybe. Good. Okay, basically these methods are native methods, guys. Native methods means see, now toString is contains some internal implementation, right? Yes, toString is doing some activity, right? Conversion process. ToString is doing some activity means it contains some internal implementation, right? Exactly. Because toString internal implementations are there in which code, Java code, guys. So toString internal implementations are there in Java code. But notify is which method, guys, here? Native method. If notify is the native method, that method particular implementations are there in the non-Java code, guys. Guys, that method particular implementations are there in which code internally. Internally they're going for some C libraries, CVP libraries, some other languages, guys. So that's what you're saying, like what native methods in Java. Generally native methods we can call it as a foreign methods, guys. Simply can write the native methods in Java. So if you see the native methods in Java, read these methods. A native method is a Java method, either an instance method or a class method, whose implementation was written in other programming languages. Yes, whose implementation is written in what? Other programming languages such as C, C, P. Moreover, method marked as a native cannot have a body and should end with a semicolon. Should end with what? What is saying, guys? Okay. The implementation is also written in which language, guys? Other languages, right? It's where we written the implementation other languages, we can make that method as which one, guys? You can make that method as a yes, you can make that method which method? Native method, right? Exactly.
I think the system.out.println has something also written in C. I mean, either
System
out
dot
or out.println, either out or something.
Java native methods means native methods are functions written in C language, compiled library and dynamically loaded by the Java runtime environment. It means native methods means the code they written in the C language, because basically circuit designing level. In my previous project, the circuit CLI guys, circuit what is CLI full form? One team is the circuit designing team, CLI. Circuit la CLI team is there actually. They written the C language code in the Java while designing the processor implementations and all. Native methods are what? Functions written in C CPP. Why this concept required means because Java is purely for internet-based applications, not for the hardware-based applications, mostly. But some of the cases where they're designing like circuit-based applications, they has to interact the processors, right? They has to interact the processors and hardware components. Which language is suitable for the hardware configuration means CCP languages. Is that clear now? C is 90 cases internet-based applications, guys. 99% internet-based applications. Some cases where they are going for the circuit designing this all. In that case, either Java libraries can interact with the either Java libraries can interact with the is it Java libraries can interact with the circuits, guys? No. Hardware components means no. That's what they will do. They will write the command line interface. That here is different actually. Command line interface, that is a normal command line interface like core Java CLI. Our project level Java CLI team is there, right? Circuit designing team actually. This team belongs to. Because why Java native methods are clear now? Because Java is more for internet applications. Internet applications means what? Internet application. That's what with Java we don't have like much libraries to interact with the hardware components. That's what in the Java itself we can write the C language code to interact with the hardware libraries, hardware components. Then where you written the C language code, you can make that method as a yes, you can make that method as which method? Native method, right? Exactly. So native methods are functions written in C compiled into library and dynamically loaded by the Java runtime. At runtime, Jamie will take care about that loading process. You know what is about the installation of C and C things, right? Yes, you know what is about the C thing is. So you guys read this message. Through Java native interface, guys, JNI concept is there. Through Java native interface, Java supports the ability to call the native methods. Yes, the ability to call the native methods, native libraries like exactly a shared object files written in the languages such as what C, CVP, right? Exactly C, CVP, right? The native keyword is used to identify the methods that have the implementation defined in. The native keyword is used to identify the methods that have implementation defined in such a shared object file, right? Yes or no? Yeah. So those native methods implementations are there in which code base? Yeah, definitely non-Java code, right? Exactly. I see native method libraries are there. Definitely execution engine while executing, it has to execute the native methods also, right? That's what JNI is there, Java Native Method Interface. Native method interface at runtime, it will interact with the native method libraries. Yes, at runtime, it will interact with what? Native method libraries, right? Yes, native method what libraries, right? Exactly. Yes, no, those native methods are stored in the native methods information is stored in what? Native method stacks. Yes, those native method information is stored in what? Native method stacks, right? Exactly. Because basically JVM contains total 4 components are there. Class loader subsystem where we can load all the classes, runtime data areas, method area, heap area, Java stack memory, piece registers. Method area means all the static data goes to method area. Heap means what, guys? All the instance data goes to heap. Java stacks means what? All the local data goes to stacks. Piece register means program count register, guys. Next instruction to be executed. What is the next instruction to be executed? That instruction is stored in the piece registers. And the native method stacks, guys. When you go for native method stacks means what? Yes, native method stacks means what? The methods which are there in the non-Java, right? Non-Java implementations are stored in what? Native, native method stacks, right? Exactly. Is it clear?
So,
Non-Java methods are stored in what?
so string constant pool is which memory? Is it heap memory?
It's a part of heap only. Part of heap only.
Part of heap memory, okay.
It's not like separate concept. It's a part of the. It is a part of the heap. Hmm? Yeah, it's a part of the heap, right? Exactly, guys. Native method execution engine is execution engine while execution time it has to interact with native method libraries. Just check the overview diagram so you don't think about it, internal everything line by line format like that. And say guys, if you want in detail diagram, this is like in detail diagram also there. Just you try to see this diagram. Someone is have the patience to write everything is. See class loader subsystem. Class loader subsystem contains load different types of class loader, guys. Bootstrap class loader, extension class loader, application class loader. And linking process, verify the bytecode, prepare the bytecode. And initialization process. Why initialization, guys? During class loading time. Which variables you have to initialize? Static variables will be initialized, right? Static variables are initialized, so initialization button will execute, right? Initialization, guys. So class loader subsystem contains how many types of class loaders total? Bootstrap class loader and extension class loader and application class loader, right? The 3 types of class loaders, guys. And linking the bytecode, prepare the bytecode, resolve the bytecode, verify the bytecode, simply verifying bytecode. Third step is what initialization process, because during class loading time, which variables will be initialized? During class loading time, which variables are initialized? During class loading, which variables are initialized means statics. Static variables, right? Exactly. Because if you go to method runtime data areas, method area is there, heap area is there. But stack memory, what happened, stack memory for every thread, right? Multi-threading level, every thread is doing its own activity, right? Assume if we create a 3 threads means I can call my own method, second thread can call its own method, third thread can call its own method, right? 3 threads can call its own methods, guys. In that case, for every thread, one stack memory will be created. First thread, all the local data stored in the first stack. Second thread, all the data stored in second stack. Third thread, all the stored in third stack, right? The stack memories are depends on what? Multiple threads, guys. So up to now, we are discussing execution always starts from main method. Execution starts from main method means how many threads are there? Only one thread is there. That is called main thread. Yes, execution starts from only main method, right? Whenever the execution starts from main method, one thread automatically started. That is called which thread, guys? Main thread, right? Yes, that is called which thread, main thread or not. But fine. Monday class we'll start the multi-threading concept. In multi-threading, thread 1 is there, thread 2 is there, thread 3 is like if we create n number of threads means what happens is n number of stack memories will be created. Per thread, one stack is created. In the same way, three threads running parallelly means what? Multiple program counters is also required, right? Because for the first thread, the next instruction to be executed that will be stored in the first piece register. For second thread, the next instruction to be executed stored in the second register. N thread stored in the n register, right? Exactly. For every thread, if application contains multiple threads, multiple stack memories required, mm, multiple stack memories are required, and multiple program counters is required. Right? Exactly, guys. The last one is execution engine, guys.
That
Basically,
pacey registers is like first in, first out.
uh-huh.
Pacey registers is like first in, first out with the threads.
Page register is not a memory basically. It's like it's a component in the operating system. It's like it's component in the operating system where the next instruction to be executed. Mhm. It's a small memory before go to the RAM execution point of view. Before going to the execution, the next instruction what you are going to execute. This all the next instruction to be executed in the queue format. Next instruction to be executed in which format? Stack, yeah, PC register, right? Exactly. It's very clear. Good. Next one is what, guys? Execution engine. Execution engine internally contains interpreter, guys. Interpreter is there, JIT compiler is there, profiler is there, garbage collection is there. Yeah, while execution time, this all are executing, guys. Execution time, JIT compiler is executing, interpreter executing, profile is working, garbage collection also working, guys. Garbage collection means when the execution engine is running, then only garbage collector is internally running. Yes, while execution engine is running, then only garbage collector is internally running. We got the values right. Exactly. Execution is running. Profile is there, guys, because thread pooling concept you have to profile the data. JIT compiler interpreter. A JIT interpreter will run the code line by line format, guys. Where the normal code is the line by line format, it'll execute the code. JIT compiler will take care about the looping concept, guys, because JIT compiler will execute the code like yeah. JIT, what is the full form of JIT, guys? It's like just-in-time compiler. Guys, what is the full form of JIT? JIT in Java. We can write the JIT in Java. See, guys, source code is there. Compiler you can give. Compiler means bytecode generated. Bytecode you can go for JIT compiler. JIT compiler is nothing but execution point of view only. JIT compiler execute the code and they give the output, right? Gives the output, guys. But it contains how many components? Two components. JIT compiler is there, interpreter is there. What the JIT compiler will do, what the interpreter will do. JIT and interpreter. Yeah, what the JIT compiler will do, interpreter will do means JIT compiler will take care about the just-in-time compiler will take care of the looping concepts, guys. Where the JIT compiler will perform the loopings are very fast. Where the single line of code is there, who will take the single line of code means Java is there, Java C compiler, no errors, bytecode. You go for the interpreter. Oh my god. Yeah, compile time. You need to go for the directly this one class loader subsystem. Class loader bytecode is verified. After code bytecode is verified, guys. Because bytecode verified, interpreter is there, JIT compiler is there. The bytecode after verification of bytecode is done, it go for the interpreter as well as JIT compiler, both. Interpreter and JIT compiler, right? interpreter and what JIT compiler is there. So then it go for the operating system, then hardware configuration, right? Hardware configurations, right? Exactly, guys. Yeah, you can see the case one guys is taking interpreter. Yeah, you can see interpreter. These are both are interpreters only is taking a. A equal to 5, B equal to 6. What are the data guys here? 5, 6, print A is there, B 7, 7 is there. The interpreter is giving 5 means the corresponding value see like this. Second, okay. Compiler interpreter. Bytecode verifier after bytecode verification actually, yeah. See guys, I checked the documentation previously. It says that JIT compile is responsible for the JIT compile is responsible for which operation guys? Looping concepts guys. JIT compile is responsible for the looping concept, and the normal interpreter is for which purpose guys? Line by line execution purpose. You're going for what? Line by line execution purpose. You're going for the. Yes, you try to see this type of diagrams. Interpreter is there. JIT compile Java. This is like compiler. You try to see the diagram once if possible, and you try to let me know if any new points you are identified. Uh, yeah, but as per the final conclusion is like JIT compiler will execute the looping concepts clearly, and JIT compiler execute the looping concepts first, and interpreter execute the data which format, the line by line format, right? Exactly. Yeah, because bytecode definitely goes to bytecode is definitely goes to what interpreter and what JIT compiler both guys. Yeah. So JIT convert the bytecode into machine code. Yeah, everyone is do the same. Interpreter also do the same work, right? A1 dot class is there, A2 dot class is there, A3 dot class is there. Class loader subsystem is there. Convert the bytecode to what? Execution engine code, right? Exactly. Execution engine code. This you try to check that point. JIT compiler faster than assembly interpreter consume lot of RAM. Takes long time to execute first because nowadays RAMs are not important, right? Memory is very cheap guys nowadays. That's what they're if they taking the more RAM also it's not a problem. They will take in the process only. Good. Because you try to see what the difference between the JIT compiler and what JIT compiler and interpreter ones. If you find any new information, please let me know. JIT compiler will execute the data like which format guys, where the looping concepts are there, look for the JIT compiler because looping process JIT compiler will be very faster, and where the normal code is there, you can go for the interpreter, right? Line by line execution guys. Line by execution, you can go for the execute. Yeah, you can go for the interpreter guys. Actually, the profiler is there guys. Profiler means what? It will go for the looping concepts basically. Not looping, sorry. In multi-threading, thread poolings are there. So what the profiler will do in the Java, just you can see the profiler in Java. Yeah, the profiler will profiles the like how many internal objects will be created. Guide to Java profiler. Guide to Java profilers. Yeah, this is the big one, guys. See guys, the Java profile is a tool that monitors the Java bytecode, construct the operations, constructs and operations at the JVM level. The Java profile is a tool that monitors the Java bytecode, construct and operations at the Java JVM level. Right? This code constructs and operations includes object creation, iterative executions, recursive calls, iterate execution, method executions, thread executions, garbage collections. Yeah, this is monitor the things, guys. Profile will monitor this all the information. Profile will monitor this all information. So here J profiler, stop charge for the developer. J profiler is there. Yeah, I think this JProfile overview interface with if you want you can download the JProfile and you can install the JProfile also. Profiles just monitors like how many threads are created, how many JVMs are, how many JVM is destroying, garbage collector is destroying how many objects. It's profiling is all information, guys. Profiler. And the native methods tags, guys, JavaKit Java profiler, memory profiling, and Tomcat server application. JProfiler, live memory view, JProfiler, JProfiler database probing view. Okay, JProfiler overview interface with features. Good. Yeah, so this is like high level diagram, guys. You try to see these two diagrams so that you'll get some idea of what is all the data, right? Yeah, Java need JNI concept is the Java native interface. What the purpose of JNI means? What the purpose, guys? With the help of JNI only, the execution engine interact with what native libraries, right? So native method libraries, guys, because the methods implementations are there in what non-Java code, right? Okay, that method implementations are there in what non-Java code. Good. So you try to see this point up to this point. We'll meet into Monday class. Monday class. Bye. Guys, all of the two diagrams just to check the type two diagrams once.